Well, it's a great example of a lot of our younger athletes and the athletes that we're currently recruiting, and in a sense of understanding as to what we're about here. And you know, he actualized a lot of potential this year that I think every coach that he's had in his entire life has been able to talk to him about and articulate. And every time you talk to a coach that coached him, and that's the consistent message, is that he's got a lot of talent, and we just got to figure out how to get him dialed in. And he came in this year as and really matured a lot, and again, give him a lot of credit for setting goals, and not in the sense of, hey, I'd really like to do this, but set some goals and said, this is what I'm going to do, and nationals being on that list. And so he had a great season. What it does for our program is it shows these young athletes that we can develop athletes here. We can facilitate and foster achievement, and if you work hard, which is something that Tim has certainly done, he's lifting weights right now, and he's getting ready to do a little bit of this session here in a little bit, that you can achieve your goals if you set your mind to it, and you follow the path, and you work with your coaches, and those are the things that can happen. Well, Tim he has an extremely high swim IQ. He reminds me of a gentleman that I coached a couple years ago named Scott Lang, and they have a lot of mannerisms that are the same. And one of the things that Tim does is he's always thinking about something. Swimming can be a very monotonous sport. It's very difficult, and from the standpoint that you're always on some sort of pace. There's no aimless swimming. There's no garbage yardage. There's always they're doing something. And one of the guys on our team actually put it best, that when you see swim, it's almost like you can hear him thinking. And so he's got great swim IQ, and I think that one of the reasons why he does well, at the conference stage, which is almost at the national stage, really, for our conference, we're the second. We have the second highest representation at the national meet, so that puts us in pretty high company. He doesn't miss turns. He doesn't just breathe randomly. He's very cerebral. He understands how to swim straight, and so he does a really good job of making adjustments as you go, and he doesn't panic, and he does a lot of thinking Monday through Friday, so that Saturday it's just automatic. And that's one of the things that Tim does better than most any athlete I've ever coached, for the most part. Yeah, he's a part of all 5 of the men's relays that were reset this year. And again, that being said, we went from an average ranked of 35th last year on our relays to now being like 19th. He was a part of all 5 of those, and I know that a lot of the guys, there's a bit of a synergy when you got someone like that who's pretty consistent racing. It also helps them get kind of juiced up and do times that they might not normally do without that kind of comfort. And from an individual standpoint, I believe he owns the 50, the 100 freestyle, the 100 fly, the 2 fly, and the 200 IM. And and before that, I know he had held other records, 2 free and backstroke records and stuff as well. So he's a pretty well-rounded athlete, as well he is as a person. So, well, I'm just really happy for him as a person. Coaches, we try not to live vicariously through our athletes. I think that's as you coach, the longer you get, you start to really understand the joy of coaching athletes and seeing somebody else achieve success. I had a great career. I had lots of great coaches, and in the latter part of my career, I had it was just me and one other coach, Bill Dorney, and I never, for me, I just didn't understand how he always was so excited to go to the races, and now I get it, now that we get to share so many success stories with these athletes. And so for me, I'm extremely happy. As a coach, I get to use this as a learning or a teachable moment for the rest of our athletes to come.